Yo, what up? Didn't expect that much of a sudden intro, right? Hey, I'm back, okay? I didn't stream yesterday because the internet sucked. Uh, now it's better. Now I can stream on like for a 3000 bitrate like a normal person. I did some keys today, okay? I did some keys and I got all the way to 1200 rating. I think that's amazing. I want to take a look at the new warrior talents because they were released, right? They were released, and I want to take a look at them. I'm gonna go to the Fury calculator because that's the spec that I play the most, right? So we got the stances back. That's pretty cool. Fury 3 starts with the Berserker stance, which increases my damage of the auto attacks by 5%, reduces the effectiveness of Fear, Sap, and Incapacitates on effects by 15%. I think that's pretty bad in my opinion. It's pretty bad because we have Berserker Rage, and I think that's the main ability you're gonna use. You're in trouble, right? You're not gonna switch to Berserker stance. We also got the Battle stance, and that basically increases the critical strike chance of the abilities by 3%, and reduces movement impairing speed effects. I can't talk. I think this is much more worth it. Of course, defensive stance depends on the raid you're at. Like if you're in a Mythic Plus encounter or in a raid where the raid takes like damage or you take damage, I think you should take this. But let's say we're in a world that this is not needed. Okay, uh, I'm gonna I'm gonna tune this based on the Mythic Plus. Okay, I'm gonna pretend I'm playing Mythic Plus, and I'm gonna pick the talent that I would pick if I was playing Mythic Plus. Okay. First of all, I would take the battle stance, of course. That's pretty standard for me. I don't care about the 5% auto attack damage. The 5% auto attack damage is pretty much more valuable on solo bosses. On bosses actually that don't have any ads, and it's only single target. I think the 3% critical strike chance is much better on Mythic Plus. And of course, I would take the movement speed. We got this. This is interesting. It's kind of boring, but it's interesting. Rallying Cry is always needed. I don't see why I have to talent it. It should be a default ability. Now, I would take Double Time because, we have this. We already have this on this. But the bad thing with Double Time right now is that you have to prioritize stunts or double charge, which means 40 rage. But anyway, let's move on from the Rallying Cry. I think Inspiring Presence, I think, is a must. Now it's a conduit, of course. It's a conduit, and it's pretty much necessary because it's such a huge increase, like 44% increased health. That's pretty standard. Spell Reflection, I don't see many uses on it, personally. It's good on Mythic Plus, maybe on Rating. Okay, let's pretend that we need it, okay? Of course, you're gonna take the Pommel cooldown reduction, and Bloodthirst doesn't matter that much, but Pommel cooldown reduction. And actually, Bloodthirst receiving like a 1.5 second cooldown reduction kind of makes your rotation less. It makes you use Whirlwind less, not as much. And yeah, anyway. Now we got two abilities here. Okay, we got the Stormbolt, which is the stun, which we have. It's this ability right here. It's this one, and we got the Titanic Throw, which is a replacement from Heroic Throw, which doesn't do anything, kind of. And Heroic Throw is actually more useful now. It's a 6-second cooldown, and it does AoE damage now. And it also generates high threat. This is good for tanks, because if you do this as Fury, the tank will not be able to grab aggro that fast and you will die and shit. Yeah, I would take Stormbolt, be safe. Now you have Double Time and Stormbolt. With these talents you have only Double Time. It's either Double Time or Stormbolt, not both. I'm actually gonna pick Thunderclap because it's important, because of the rend. Yeah. Now I don't think Massacre is that useful. Below 35% health, the only reason why I pick Massacre on this talent tree is because it's the best for Mythic Plus, like Frenzy, it's only single target, right? Increases your haste, but only if your rampage is single target all the time. But the problem with Mythic Plus is that you're not gonna single target the same target every time, so this loses value. This is only good for raid encounters. I would take Massacre. But I'm not sure if I want to pick this here, okay? So I'm gonna leave it for now. Now we got Rend, which is classic. Rend just wounds the target. I don't think we have it on Fury. No, it's on Arms. And you got Pain and Gain, which when you take damage, you heal a little bit. Okay, that's a conduit. That's actually a conduit, and it's this one. Now, it's not a huge thing, okay? Especially if you take like a huge hit. Like if somebody hits you for like 50% of your health, you'll take 5.2% health back. It's meaningless, in my opinion. Completely meaningless. It shouldn't even exist. I don't think it's good. I'm only picking it here because everything else is bad. I'm gonna pick Rend. And I'm gonna pair Rend with Thunderclap. And you're gonna see why later. Okay, actually I'm gonna show you right now. You got Blood and Thunder, and what that does is basically increases the damage of Thunderclap, and if one target is affected by Rend and you Thunderclap them, every target, 5 nearby targets actually, are affected by Rend. Do you know how broken this is? This is extremely broken. So you basically Rend, Thunderclap, and then do your rotation normally. This is so broken, in my opinion. And then Crackling Thunder basically increases the radius of Thunderclap and reduces the movement speed. This is bad. I would take Blood and Thunder 100% for Mythic Plus. This is a must. If you don't have it, leave the group. Okay? Let's switch back over to this tree. But before I do this, I forgot about this. Increases Leech by 5%. 5% of the damage you deal, you heal it. Of course, I'm gonna take Heroic Leap because why not? Damage of Bloodthirst, Slam, Shield Slam, and Whirlwind increased by 10%. Of course, it's boring. That's a boring talent, but hey, it's a damage increase, right? Seismic Reverberation. If Whirlwind hits 3 or more enemies, it hits them 1 additional time for 30% damage. That's good. That's good for Mythic Plus because free damage, right? Then you got Shattering Throw, which is this one. I don't think the 500% increased damage and shields applies to mobs too. I think it only works on PvP, like on players. But anyway, let's skip Shattering Throw, right? And go Bounding Stride. That basically it's Heroic Leap increases your speed and lowers the cooldown. Basically this one. But it's not that favorable since you have the 5% movement speed increase, and yeah, it's not that good. Maximum Rage increase. Look, this is not necessarily useful, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because your rotation is pretty much standard. It's static. You rampage, raging blow, rampage, raging blow. You have to rampage as soon as you have 80 rage, right? I guess this would be good if I'm talking about Fury now, right? This would be good if your abilities actually caused you to get more than 100 rage. Gain strength equal to 10% of your armor value. That's not bad. Not bad at all. Because you always get... Oh, by the way, I got to 79 on level A. Surprise. You get so much armor. Like, if I talented this right now, I would get 182 strength. For no reason. Just like that. Now, Die by the Sword, of course, it's a free defensive ability. One-handed weapon specialization, that sucks. I mean, you would always take two-handers, always. I would say that none of these are good for Mythic Plus. None of these. And subsequently, this tree restores 20% health instantly and removes all diseases, poisons, curses, and bleeds affecting you. That's good for PvP, again. That's good for PvP. Increase stamina by 5%, that's boring, who cares? Increase armor by 30% of your strength. Again, tanks, PvP, who cares? Shockwave, that's the Night Fae ability replacement, but basically it's just a stun, right? I'm gonna go with the defensive and the maximum rage, right? And I have 13 more points to spend. Right, I'm gonna go with Frothing Berserker, and actually can't pick anything else. I'm gonna pick the Massacre, okay? I'm gonna pick the Massacre because, hey, if I have to, I will. The critical strike chance and the haste, let's skip them for now. Okay, let's talk about these. This is how you should make your talents. You should look at the after abilities, like after. Let's say you're stuck on an ability, right? You don't know whether you want to pick it or not. Just look at the next ability. What if I activate this ability? What am I gonna get? Okay. Now, if I activate haste, what am I gonna get? I'm gonna get Thunderous Roar and damage while dual wielding, right? And Thunderous Roar is only good for wait. Oh, it's a 16-yard frontal cone. I had no idea. Okay, then this looks good. What about this? Is basically the Kirin ability, the signature ability. Using a single-handed dual weapon by 5 and allows dual wield. Look, of course you're gonna go dual wield, right? If this allows you to dual wield, I'm gonna put 1 point in this just so I can get it. Spear of Bastion. Spear of Bastion is only good if you pick the Elysian Might, because you get in critical strike damage increase by 25%. That's too much. Now Piercing Verdict is not that good. Who cares? Also generates 25 rage. That's cool. Now Avatar, we'll see. We'll take a look at this. Bitter Immunity, that's good for PvP. Now Shockwave is again, depends on the encounter. I don't think this is good for PvE. If you want to prioritize something over something else, I wouldn't say Shockwave is the talent you want to pick, right? I'm gonna go both haste. How many do I have? I have 6 more. I'm gonna go full haste. I'm gonna go Thunderous Roar because apparently it does more damage to secondary targets now. It's not like it does less damage to secondary targets. Again, I'm gonna go Thunderous Roar, damage while dual wielding, and Thunderous Roar knocks enemies down, causes 2 aftershocks that deal damage. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. I like it. I personally like it. I would say it's worth it. Okay, increases armor by 30% of your strength. I'm not gonna go 2 on this because I just want the dual wield. Now, second of Tormented Kings. It's actually good. I don't know anything about Thunderous Roar. Okay, I don't know how it performs. I haven't used it ever. Like, and I'm probably not gonna use it because I'm not invited to alpha. I guess if you want like 100% chance to do AoE damage, you just take Thunderous Roar. Maybe Second of Tormented Kings is more worth it. I personally do not like the Passion ability, and if I really don't want to use that, I would just go something like this. Now, let's go to the Fury Tree and see what we're gonna do with it. Of course, Bloodthirst, Raging Blow, execute longer cost rage and now generates 20 rage. Depends. Does it do less damage the fact that it doesn't cost any rage? If that's the case, I don't think this is good. My improved enrage increases haste by 15% and movement speed, of course, that's free. Enrage regeneration, that's a second defensive because you have this and then you have the Bloodthirst one. Actually, you would use Die by the Sword if you knew you were gonna get hit by something, and you're gonna use Enrage Regeneration just to heal back with Bloodthirst. Let's take 3 of them, okay? Bloodthirst damage increased by 15%, that's boring as fuck, but hey, let's get it. Raging Blow has 2 charges and 20% chance to reset its own cooldown. Okay, now Enrage Regeneration. Let's take down this tree. Take 10% reduced damage. This is stupid because you have 2 defensives. Like, why would you get it? It's a waste of a talent point. I would say Sudden Death. Sudden Death is not bad, but it's bad for Mythic Plus because every single encounter is so quick that it loses its value. You know, you never actually get to click Sudden Death. Invigorating Fury. That's good. Instantly heals for 20%, that's plus. Cooldown of Falm reduced by 1.5 seconds, so 3.5 in total, if you sum it up. You have 1.5 plus 1.5 is 3 seconds. If you interrupt an enemy successfully, you get damage increase to them by 5%. That's amazing, actually. That's good. Now, Rampage. Of course, you're gonna go Rampage. And this is, again, bad for multi-target because you're gonna lose a value. I'm gonna stop right here and do Improved Whirlwind. Whirlwind because your next 2 single target attacks. But yeah, of course, it's basically it's taking it out of the game and telling you, hey, you gotta click a button now to get it back. Our attacks have no penalty to hit from dual wielding during enrage. I don't get this. I don't get this. I don't know what this means. Onslaught sucks. Nobody uses that. Allows you to dual wield a pair of 2-handed weapons. Look, I'm gonna use this and untalent this from here and take the Thunderous Roar. There you go. Balanced. Cruelty. When a Raging Blow deals 20% more damage, yeah, of course you're gonna take that. But now let's focus on this tree now. Focus on Chaos. Okay, I guess. I don't know what this means again. Maybe I'm stupid. Bloodthirst always reaches you the first time you start a target and it has a 15% chance to trigger Enrage. That's good for Mythic Plus because you have so many targets and basically 100% Enrage uptime. Single-minded Fury. When dual wielding a pair of one-handed weapons, we don't care about this, it's one-handed. Bloodthirst increases your critical strike chance of your next Bloodthirst by 10%, stacking up to 5 times. Well, judging by the fact that you don't use Bloodthirst that much, because it's basically Rampage, Raging Blow, Rampage, Raging Blow, that's the rotation, it's not that useful, you know. Cold Steel, Hot Blood. Bloodthirst critical strikes generate 1 additional rage and inflict a gushing wound that leaches health over 6 seconds. It's not bad. Increases auto attack damage with one-handed weapons. One-handed, I don't care. Bloodthirst deals 40% increased damage to enemies who are below 35% health. Hey, you're gonna pick. That's why you have a Massacre, because of Execute. If the target is below 35% health, you're gonna use Execute, not like Bloodthirst. You got the 2% critical strike chance from here. Now let's okay, let me think. This loses value on Mythic Plus. I'm gonna go with Rampage. Recklessness, of course, 100%. Damage of Raging Blow increased by 10%. Of course, I'm gonna do with that because of Raging Blow, you know. Whirlwind takes 15% more damage and now affects your 3 single target melee attacks instead of the next 2 attacks. Of course, 2 of that. I mean, this is boring because of the 30% increased damage. Who cares? Actually, it's 30 on 2 ranks. But what's interesting with this is that it's now 3 single target melee attacks. You don't have to cast Whirlwind every 2 attacks. I would say get Mastery. Siegebreaker, I think it sucks because you have the Legendary. I don't think Siegebreaker is good on Mythic Plus because you know it's only single target. Alright, we actually have this as a talent, and we have this as a legendary, where Rampage has a 30% chance to cast Siegebreaker. Now, Ravager. This is good for it's like a Whirlwind, not Whirlwind, the Bladestorm replacement. We get Ravager, right? This is good and has like a 40-yard range, which is huge. And a 45-second cooldown, that's nothing. Storm of Steel, Ravager's duration increased by 2 seconds, that's broken. We got from Recklessness, we got 3 points left. Okay, let's see. Of course you're gonna go Odin's Fury, right? Like, you can't miss this. Now, what do we miss here? Let's see. Haste and versatility, I don't really care about this. I got like my 2 haste of this. Now choose, I gotta choose one for, okay. Anger management, basically every 20 rage you spend reduces cooldown on recklessness. It's this one. I think this one is much better because I don't like Reckless Abandon. It sucks. Depths of Insanity, recklessness lasts 3 seconds longer. That's boring, and it's also a conduit. There it is. No, actually, this is a percentage, like 36.5 seconds longer. 36.5% longer, not seconds. Jesus. And we got the Reckless Abandon here, which is basically the second talent right here. Right here. Hack and Slash, Rampage has a 30% chance to refund a charge of Raging Blow. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's just it's a conduit too. Again, where is it? There it is. It's a conduit, and they took it, put it in the talents, you know. Okay. Well, what I will miss here, Siegebreaker sucks. Increases Siegebreaker damage by 30%. Yeah, that's useless. What is this? Candace of Fugieda. Bloodthirst increases your haste by 1% for 12 seconds, so stacking up to 5 times. That's actually a legendary. That's actually a legendary. If you go to loot, there it is. Now, Odin's Fury. Okay, look, I didn't play Legion. I started playing this game like a year ago, right? I love this. I remember it. I mean, I saw a video of somebody using it actually in a battleground. I think it was Bashira. He was doing some PvP. Anyway, it has a cool animation, that blue steel. It was blue, I remember. And it deals a dot. The dot is so broken. Now, Bloodborne, bleed damage of Odin's Fury, Thunder's Roar, and Gushing would increase by 15%. This is much better, honestly, than this. Okay, let's say that I'm not gonna use Ravager, okay? Because, who cares? Actually, no, I am gonna use Ravager, just not with the Storm of Steel. Yeah, basically free damage increase, why not? Candace of Fugieda said sucks. Now we got two abilities here. Sidearm. Your attacks have a 15% chance to hurl a weapon at your target and 3 enemies in front of you, dealing an additional 20% physical damage. Not bad. But 20% is a little bit little, you know. 20% is not that much. And it has a 15% proc chance. I don't know why it says 20 there. Annihilator. Your attacks with one-handed weapons deal additional damage. Okay, that's one-handed. Okay, look, I have to do the maths here to determine which, if one-handed weapons are better or two-handed weapons are better. These are the talents. This is my opinion on the Fury talents. I think it's fine. I think I would go with this on a Mythic Plus. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this.